Welcome everyone to another episode of Fix It Friday. I hope you've had a great week this week. Hope you're looking forward to the weekend, and I thank you for joining me for this Friday at noon for another episode of Fix It Friday. If you're out there, do me a favor in the comments. Send me a quick text. Let me know you're out there. Let me know what's on your mind. Let me know if you have any marketing questions, any lead gen questions, any video questions. We'll get to those at the end today. Today I've prepared really a great breakdown of a campaign that I came across. If you got my emails or saw my posts on social media, there was a Facebook video ad campaign that caught my eye, and today we're going to be breaking that down. So, anyone want to say a quick shout out this afternoon? That would be great. But I'm just going to get started. So, let me tell you really quickly why Fix It Fridays. Fix It Friday is my way of giving back to the community, giving back to, hey, Stacy, giving back to business owners to help them with their digital marketing, to answer any of their questions, whether it's about lead generation, whether it's about social media advertising, sales pages, email marketing, video marketing, any of that type of thing. This is your opportunity to ask questions and get the answers you need to have greater success. It's also my opportunity to practice being here live on Facebook. Most of my content is recorded, but this is my opportunity to do live video, which frankly, it's pretty scary talking to a camera and not knowing what's on the other side. But we do it anyway. That's how we learn and grow. And so let's just jump in. We're going to go to the slides real quick. So things that we can cover here on Fix It Fridays. By the way, if you can't hear me, let me know. It looks like the audio should be working fine. But there's a lot to digital marketing for businesses. The areas that really I excel at, that I can best help you in, are video marketing, social media marketing, pay-per-click advertising, building out sales funnels, which we're going to be talking about today, and marketing automation, letting artificial intelligence do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. All right, so let's get into it. So, how do you have success with Facebook advertising? I hear from a lot of businesses, they try Facebook advertising on their own, they DIY it. They're like, how hard can this be? They go onto Facebook and they boost a post. And then they're wondering, hey, why am I not getting leads? Why aren't people not calling me? And boosting posts are fine. It's a very inexpensive way to advertise on Facebook. But if you don't have the right content, you don't target it correctly, you don't have the right compelling offer, it's just going to fall flat. And a lot of business owners go, listen, I tried Facebook advertising and it didn't work for me. It's not for my business. And I beg to differ. If you have the right offer and you put it in front of the right person at the right time, they will buy. So you're just kind of helping educate them on you and your business. So again, if you're out there, if you have questions, post them in the chat and I will answer them as best I can, as quickly as I can. Um, so Facebook advertising, you really want to be using the ad manager when it comes to Facebook advertising. So let me show you. This was the ad and hopefully I'm not blocking it too much. This is the ad that came across my news feed on Facebook. And so what was it about this ad that not only um, I was compelled to look at, but what what was it about it that made me buy? So one of the first things, and Stacy, you're out there, so I saw you kind of checked in, so I'm going to ask you directly, what should be the first step you do when you advertise online? What is the first thing you have to do to have success? If you want to just post in the chat what you think that is. I know there's a little bit of, I think there's like a 5 to 10 second delay here with Ecamm. So just post it in there. If you have an idea, put it in there. There are no wrong answers. So this is really an opportunity to learn and grow for all of us. So uh, share your thoughts, but let's get into it. I don't see an answer there yet, but what is the first thing you want to do? The first thing you want to do is you want to get someone's attention. There's a lot of noise in the marketplace. People are not going to Facebook or other social media platforms to look at advertisements. So it's really important that the first step you do Uh, Thanks, Stacy. The first step you do is you catch someone's attention. You do something disruptive. And there's a lot of things you can do. Now, this particular case, I'm going to show you the first few seconds of this video ad. Yes, start with a great picture. That's a great way to do it as well. So here, I'm going to play this particular video. We'll just play a couple seconds here and then I'm going to come back to you. So give this a watch. Hopefully the audio will play through as well. And let's see how this goes.
Oh, we're not going to ski that. What kind of VA should you hire first?
All right, I'm going to stop right there. So hold on a second. Here we go. So what was it about this that caught my attention? So when you're marketing on Facebook, you want your post to feel like a social media post. So here we have this gentleman. He's on the side of a mountain. He's pointing the camera down the slope, and then he points at himself, and I think he says, "What did he say? Uh, we're not going to ski that." So it doesn't feel like an ad at all. The visual is dynamic. You're not sure what he's doing or why he's on this mountain, what he's going to say, and then he goes right into um, what kind of VA should you hire first. Now, I'm very sensitive to that. So a VA, great, Stacy, thanks for asking it. A VA, and I think that's one mistake he makes, is he just goes right to the acronym. A VA is a virtual assistant. This is someone, I don't know if you've ever tried outsourcing any of the services of your business, whether it's accounting services, whether it's photo retouching services, whether it's whether it's blogging or writing articles or social media. Anyway, you have access today to people that you can hire across the globe. And you may be familiar with things like Upwork or Fiverr, where you can outsource certain things. Well, you can hire outsourcing firms across the globe. I've done it. I've hired people in India, I've hired people in the Philippines. And so he immediately filters his audience by saying, what kind of VA should you hire first? Now, he is assuming you know what a VA is, and as you pointed out, Stacy, I think that's a dangerous thing that he did there. He should have said, what kind of virtual assistant should you hire first? He would have had a bigger audience because, like you just said, what's a VA? You see this ad and you don't know what a VA is, you're gone. So he could get a lot more uh, viewers or more people potentially interested in this ad if he didn't use that acronym. So a VA is a virtual assistant. And so what's really smart, number one, he uses a very engaging visual to start. He's using video, which is by far the most effective way to advertise on Facebook because it's dynamic and its very nature. There's audio to it, which you don't have in a still image. Obviously, an image is much easier. This guy had to be on a mountain with a camera. There's a lot of complexities to that. But the point is that he had a very dynamic visual to start, and he went right to what this video is about. He says exactly what is the question that he is going to address. Now, I'm actually interested in delegating services, so it resonated with me. And so his targeting was on point, reaching out to me specifically in my news feed that he perked my interest. Yeah, what is the right VA to hire? So let's keep going here, which is so now he has got my attention. Now, to you, Stacy, you pointed out, well, what's a VA? You probably would have seen this ad and you would have been like, okay, I don't know what a VA is. I'm out of here. So the one thing I want to point out, uh, on the contrary, he can eliminate me, who's clearly not his own. Yes. So there's a couple things with targeting. And so when you're thinking about digital or marketing, or talking about specifically about social media advertising, you want as quickly as possible to filter the audience that you're serving that ad to, because it's a waste of time and money you're spending to serve that ad if they're not your audience. So one is you want to be very specific with your targeting and how that ad is being served on, let's say, Facebook. You can do a lot of targeting, men, women, age groups, lots of interests you can target. There's a plethora of things that you can target on Facebook. But also, when someone sees your ad, that is your opportunity to filter down again. So sometimes a question you might see in a Facebook ad is, are you a business owner? Um, do you need help with your email marketing? A question is a great way to pre-filter someone. And so he does the visual and then he asks the question right away. And so you're going to stay if you know what a VA is and you're trying to answer that question. So let's continue a little bit further. I'm going to play some more of the video. I don't know if we'll play the whole thing, but let's see what happens here. Here we go. Actually, it helps if I change the screen. Let's do that. Here we go. Here's the video. Continue watching the beginning.
Oh, we're not going to ski that. What kind of VA should you hire first? What's up, guys? This is John Jonas, and I am in the backcountry skiing with my kids today. Say hi, Addie. And that's where we came from, and that's where we're going. We're almost there. So today I'm talking about what kind of a VA should you hire first? It's a super common question. Everybody wants to know what's the best thing to outsource. Hold on a second while I do a kick turn here. So most of the advice on the internet is complete garbage. And that's the problem. What most people tell you to do is to do what you're good at and do what you love and outsource all the rest. And that's terrible advice. I'm good at being a programmer and I love it. But programming doesn't make money. It doesn't run a business well. A lot of you are good at social media. Everyone's good at social media, doy. So should you be doing social media marketing? No. You should be outsourcing social media marketing, and you should be the CEO of your business. You should be doing the things like making sales, creating marketing strategies. So, who should you hire first? Who's the first VA you should hire? The first VA you should hire should be someone to do something that you know how to do. Something that you're good at, and maybe you like it, maybe you don't like it. Preferably something you don't like. Something that you can teach someone else how to do. And you can get that thing off of your plate and become more effective at it.
All right, I'm going to stop right there. So, Stacy, what did you think of that video so far? Did did the messaging make sense to you? What did you like? What didn't you like? Post that in the chat so I can know what that is. Um, and actually, if we want, I might try to do something different, Stacy. I might, if you want to like call in, I can put you on my phone and we can actually have a dialogue about this, but we don't need to do that necessarily. So the next step, so the first thing I said is you have to get someone's attention. What is the second step you need to take with a social media advertisement? And that second step is building trust. So what does John Jonas do after he has that great visual? He asks the question. Number one, he tells you who he is. He tells you, he shows his name, he shows where he's from, he talks about himself. So he's not selling anything right from the start. He's trying to build a relationship here in the very first few seconds in explaining a problem, explaining the fact that in the market, most people think that you outsource the thing that you don't want to do. It doesn't resonate me. You should enjoy the day. Yes, I hear you. I hear you, Stacy. I get it. I get it. I guess I'm a little biased with this ad. Stacy says it doesn't resonate with me. He should enjoy his day with his kids. I don't need to hear his heavy breathing. I get it. I get it. You're not his audience, but for those who are, which was me in this particular case and why it showed up in my feed, it really resonated with me and it didn't come off. The point, I guess the kind of the high level point I want to make here is when you're doing social media advertising, you want to come off authentic, you want to feel like a real person, and you want to be relatable to someone, and not be salesy right out of the gate. Hey, we have this great program, we have this great service, come buy it. So many people that I see who are making ads on social media just go right for the jugular. It's kind of like dating. You would never, if you're on a first date with someone, you wouldn't propose to them or start talking about your children on the first date. So just like with marketing, you want to build that connection. You want to understand why this video is being shown to you, and provide some educational content that's of value to the person on the other side. Now, Stacy, I understand you're not the audience here for this particular ad, but I just want you to take away from this what he's done in this ad. So the other things I'm going to show you here, and we're going to kind of get behind the scenes. I'm just going to show you some ideas. I just want to be managing time. So a couple things that he does is here's that same question in the ad. Um, Hire someone to do something you know how to do and something you can teach them. So that's a really bad drawing there. But my point is, if you didn't know from the video what a VA is, he's explaining it right there. So let me go to the next slide and show you kind of where this goes. So when you have an ad like this, now a mistake that a lot of folks do when they do social media advertising is they use that ad to take people to your website. You don't want to take people right to your website. Um, what you want to do is take them to what's called a landing page or a microsite, which is all it is. It's just a single page website that's specifically tied to that ad. And you want to make sure that they fit like a hand in a glove. So when someone sees an ad, they should be going to a page that makes sense to them, that makes sense as part of the continuation. It should look and feel and sound like what they were seeing in the ad itself. And so long story short, I didn't play the whole video, but it's a 4-minute video. He provides some great rich content. Um, I'll get to your question here in a second, Stacy. Um, he educates you, and then at the end says, listen, if you want to learn how to do this and save yourself time and money, what does he do? He offers a very low hanging, well, not a low hanging fruit. He makes an offer that is so compelling that you're going to take action. And so really the third piece of being effective with your marketing on social media, get someone's attention, build trust, and then provide an offer that is so good it's hard to turn down. And so what he does here is he's not even selling you on hiring a VA. He's selling you on a free book that all you have to do is pay the shipping, and he's going to explain to you how do you go about hiring a VA or a virtual assistant. And for many of us, we don't know how to do that. So that seems like for a company who's looking to delegate services, that's there's not much there. It's a free book. I'm paying $7 in shipping. So what does he do that's really smart? So what he does is he takes you to a landing page, and this is using a platform called ClickFunnels. If you don't know anything about ClickFunnels, it's a sales funnel platform. It's really easy to use. It's really popular, really affordable. Great to see actually on this website, on the ClickFunnels website, they actually do a demo of how um, Russell Brunson builds a sales funnel in 2 hours with Grant Cardone. So worth checking out if you're curious about sales funnels. But anyway, what's really important about what he does on his landing page is what's here on the right side of the screen, which is called a two-step opt-in form. And so what I want to show you here, let me just get my marker up here. So this is the first part of the screen that you can enter information on. You can see there's a step 1 and a step 2. And what's brilliant about the two-step opt-in form is you put in your basic information here. Because he's sending a book, he's asking for a physical address, but name, email address, and phone number, these are things you want to capture. That's really the data that's so important when you're doing social media advertising. It's not necessarily the sale. You want to get their information so you can reach out to them via email later or other social media, or make a phone call later on. But what's great about the two-step is you don't have to put in your credit card information until you first fill out this form and click this button. Wow, that's really messy. The point is that you are filling out some information and clicking this before you ever enter credit card information. So there's a thing called cart abandonment, which is you go to a website, you're looking at a product, and you're like, wow, this looks like a great product. and then you go to buy, and then you have buyer's remorse and you leave. Well, if you don't have a two-step opt-in form, you lose this information at the top, which is what it's all about. So when you click this button, then you see this page. Now, the other thing that he does, which is really smart, and let me go to the next screen here, is what's called the upsell. And this in this particular case, we're talking about this is a one-time offer that's right at the point of sale. And you'll see it right down here. And actually, if this was live, this little arrow is flashing. And so the idea is you're basically giving away a free item that you're paying $7 in shipping. You're advertising on Facebook, that's costing you money. Well, just by clicking here, he can now take that $7 sale and turn it into a $37 sale. And I'm going to tell you in a couple slides why this is so important. Now, most people are most likely not going to click on this, but a few will. And what he's offering here is you can get access to a free download of the ebook the audiobook version. So not only get the physical book, but now you have an audio. You can listen to it in your car, etc. So let's continue and let's look at what happens next. So what happens next, and let me scroll down here. Okay, is he takes you to a thank you page. You've probably been through this before. And he doesn't go crazy with all kinds of upsells after upsells, which I find annoying. But he has a second upsell, which he says, listen, here you have this book, even if you don't buy the audio book version, how do you vet a how do you vet a VA? How do you vet a virtual assistant? How do you know what questions to ask, which one to hire, etc.? He then does an upsell of yet again for something for $49, which you probably wouldn't have bought originally. But now that you're in the funnel, there's a video on this page why he explains why it's important. I didn't buy this, but he creates a video product. So it's always good to have kind of that lower tier product and then offer another tier product and then have your premium product and get people every phase you're building trust to get them to spend more money. Okay. And so this is kind of a classic funnel, and I'm going to show you here on this next slide what this looks like so you understand how this flow works, how a sales funnel works. In this case, we had an ad at the beginning. Again, attention grabbing, building trust, educating, providing a compelling offer at the end. Takes you to a landing page, not to a website. Easy to make. There's ways of doing that. Maybe I'll do a presentation about that. He has an opt-in form with a $7, basically a free book with $7 in shipping. And then on that same page, he gives you an opt-in to buy a $30 audiobook. And then lastly, at the very end of the funnel, he gives you an opportunity to listen. If you want to learn how to do this, I'm going to give you a 7 video series where for $49, I'm going to take you in literally 7 days and get you to the perfect virtual assistant. I thought this was a brilliant execution. There's a lot of great details. I can't go into a lot in 30 minutes, but let me just show you why this is all so important. So let me go back to my slides. Okay, so what is this whole thing about upsells and why is this important? So I want you to look at this and this is gonna be crystal clear for you. So if it costs $7 for him to get a customer, so he's paying for advertising on Facebook, and the product he is selling is $7, then at the end of the day, he nets nothing. He makes nothing. So that doesn't sound very attractive. Now, what's even worse is, let's say it actually is costing him $27 to get me as a customer, a typo here, to buy a $7 book. That means every time he gets a sale, he loses $20. That's horrible, right? But if it costs him $7 and he sells me a product that's now $42, let's say, he makes $35 every single time. And now let's remember here, he's selling a book as kind of that first entry point. If you read this book and you're like, wow, this is great. I'm going to hire myself a Filipino VA, and this is specifically about VAs in the Philippines. Well, then most likely you're going to hire one of his VAs. He owns the Filipino or the outsourcing company in the Philippines, which is actually a company I have used in the past. So let's dig a little deeper here and go to the next slide. So look at this. So here's the revenue opportunity. And you can do this in your business. You don't have to write a book. You don't have to do this, but just think of it in your business having kind of like this small, medium, large approach. He has a free book with $7 of shipping. He creates an audio version of the book. That's pretty easy to do. That's a $30 upsell. And then he comes up with an upgrade again for a video course. So from the beginning of his funnel, it's a $7 sale that effectively, if someone buys everything, that's $86. So you can start thinking about this as it relates to your business about what you can do following this model. So the idea here is that, oh, sorry about that. Why am I on that slide? There we go. There we go. So, all right. So this is, so what, how was I able to research this? Well, I shared this in a previous presentation. I'll share it with you again. You can look at what your competition is doing anywhere in the country, or if not the world, for their business, and you can copy it. So when I saw this ad, it came and went. Well, I was able to go and find his ad, and I'm going to show you. He's not only doing this one ad, he's doing a multitude of ads like this. So there's a thing called the Facebook ad library. And any business that's actively advertising on Facebook, you can go on and look exactly at their ads. You can look at their, you can't look at their targeting, but you can look at their ads, and you can look at their entire funnel. You can actually click through it and see every step in the process. The URL is here at the bottom of the screen. So certainly make note of that. And when you go, you get something that looks like this. And you can see literally, and he has dozens of ads. You can see the one that I was served was here in the middle, but there are other ones that he's doing. And he's been doing this a while. I mean, these ads are currently running. You can see here as of January 20th. But this is a great way to get ideas, to look at what your competitors are doing. I mean, you're in the glass business, Stacy, so you can see what other glass stores are doing across the country. You could look at other folks that have like an in-store, art type solution and see what they're doing, whether it's, the painting stores where you drink and you do a painting, or any of those kind of businesses that are similar to yours. You can see how they're marketing on Facebook, look at their funnels, see what ideas they're using, and use that as an idea for your own business. So open to questions at this point. We're close to 12:30. I want to look at the question that Stacy asked, which was, why would I want to hire someone who knows how to do it? I'm not quite sure. I think what you're saying is, why would you hire someone who knows exactly how to do what you're doing? Well, here's the thing. I'll give you a perfect example as it relates to my business. So earlier this week, I was spending a couple of hours editing a video. If I'm editing a video, I'm not growing my business. So ideally, I'm really good at editing, but I can't be doing that. If I'm doing that all the time, then I don't have time to do marketing strategies, to come up with new products and services, to network, to do all the other things that take my time. So I could technically find someone in the Philippines who knows how to edit. I can send them what it is. I can make a little tutorial video and say, look, this is how I like it. This is how long it should take. And you could pay them $4 an hour to do that, $10 an hour to do that. I charge a lot more than that for my time. Now, granted, that is a cost to the business, but now I could effectively take on 10 times as much business if I have an issue with supply and demand. If I have too much work and I have to turn it down because there's just not enough time in the day, now you can effectively, what I call, I took this term from someone else, bend time. You can now get more done in a day. Your day, which is 24 hours, is now that much longer because now you can leverage someone else's day. And especially when you're working in the Philippines, they are 12 hours ahead of us. So you could effectively have them be doing work while you're sleeping. And then you get up in the morning and it's done. Okay, so Now you're effectively a 24-hour-a-day business as opposed to an 8-hour-a-day business, and you can hire more of them. So let's see what you said, Stacy. Um, let me go back we'll go back to this screen really quick, and actually we'll go back to, let me go back to my main screen here. Okay, so, uh, so let me see what your other question was. Who does not know how to do it? Who does not know how to do it? Which, I'm not sure which task you're specifically asking for, but you can outsource literally anything in your business. And there's always, I'm sure in your business, as is any business, there's a certain way you like getting things done. There's a certain process. And so um, that is what you would be outsourcing. You would teach them your system and you delegate that. And delegate is, I mean, I would like to have I mean, how great would it be that you have a business where you literally delegate everything that you do to other people, and then you just live your life. I mean, how great is that? I mean, I think we all would like a life where we're just making money, but we don't actually have to do the work. So let me see what your other question was. You said you should teach them. They should not know. They should not know, or I misunderstood his ad. So the idea is, so again, I'll use myself as an example. So editing these videos, I would show someone exactly how I want them to edit the videos, show them what software to use, how to do it, how to export it, what buttons to click. Literally give them, just like, think of like the McDonald's model. When you open a McDonald's franchise, they give you a how-to, how to make a hamburger, how to cook the French fries, what temperature, how long are they in the oil. Basically come up with your roadmap. Like I've built, I call it the Bible, but it's basically my company manual that literally breaks down whenever I do a Facebook ad campaign. I have every step written out, so I don't have to figure it out every time. I just go through there, I follow steps, it's done. So if I'm doing a remote video testimonial, whatever it is I'm doing, I have a process and a procedure for literally every step so that I could bring in an intern. I could hire a part-time employee and say, look, here are the directions, follow it step by step and get it done. So you don't necessarily have to use this concept of outsourcing to the Philippines. You can use the same principle. You can use the same principle. Oh, uh, I don't know who that is. Sorry. Just got a call. You can use the same principle in your business without outsourcing overseas. You can use this for interns, or they're called employees in the studio. Yes, indeed. But what do you pay for an employee, and what can you outsource so that you're paying less per dollar or less per hour, let's say? So, to get someone to help you with social media advertising for $4 or $5 an hour instead of $15 an hour, just think of it from kind of a business operations or an overhead cost, or, a profit margin standpoint. So anyway, I hope that was helpful. It was great connecting with you again, Stacy, on another episode of Fix It Friday. Hopefully this was helpful. If you have other questions, you know how to connect with me. I hope everyone found this episode helpful. Again, the idea is that when you're marketing online, specifically social media advertising, it could even be Google advertising as well. You want to have a sales funnel. You want to have at the front. You want to be, and everything that I just talked about today, it's not just about video. It's not just about Facebook ads. This goes to your email marketing. Your subject line in your email is all about capturing someone's attention. Then you build trust, and then you tell them to take an action, whatever it is in your email. So this applies across the board. So make it interesting, get people's attention, build trust, deliver value, and have a compelling offer. So I hopefully you took that away from this episode. Again, it's my pleasure to give back to you and hopefully help you in what you're trying to do in your business. Again, if you have any questions, you can certainly reach out to me. Catch up with me again in 2 weeks for another episode of Fix It Friday. Have yourself a great weekend. Thanks again for being here, and we'll catch you in a couple weeks. Take care.